You're locked into the hottest radio station. Here. Good. Thank you, sir. Right here on Fire 716, serving you the best in urban and inspirational music.
Hey everybody, this is Dmp Speaks coming at you, and you are locked into Fire 716 Radio. Guys, I need you to do me a favor. Follow me on all my social media platforms. That's Facebook, that's YouTube, that's Instagram, and that's TikTok at Dmp Speaks. Now let's get into this conversation today. Let's go.
What's going on? What's going on? And once again, what's going on? This is your boy, Dmp Speaks, and welcome to another day, another blessed day. It is Speak Out Loud radio show on Fire. Now let me say, Fire 716 Radio. How's everybody doing? I hope that you guys are doing well. Listen, it is an amazing day here in Western New York. I don't know where you are or where you're listening from or where you are listening on my social media platforms, but I'm glad that you spend some time with me. Listen, it's going to be a great show today, not just because I'm speaking, it's because you're here and we're doing this together. So I need you guys to do me a favor. Please tell people that I'm on, and not only tell people on, let people know that this is for 25, 30 minutes of some power. Let's get into this topic today. So today, I felt it was befitting because a lot of us, if we can be honest, we're dealing with a lot of stuff. We see a lot of things that's going on in our world, in our cities, our states, these mass shootings. We had recently, just a little over a month ago, we had this Buffalo mass shooting. And I have been saying to friends and family, this is something that we don't just get over. We learn how to get through it. I'll say that again. This is something that happened in Western New York, not just in Buffalo, but on the outer skirts and even in Niagara Falls where I'm at right now. We don't learn how to just let it just happen or let it happen and we just don't do nothing. We got to learn how to get through this. And we do it better together. So today's topic is finding a way to get through it. A lot of you, if we can be honest, you got some things that you got to find how to get through, to get to the other side. And it is not easy. I'm telling you, even as a radio show host, it is not easy. All of us have something that we have to get through. All of us have something that we have to fight through. All of us have some kind of difficulty that we are experiencing right now in these unusual situations, not just because of the shooting. And we're still, listen, let me make this very clear. We are still supporting, we're still praying, and we're still showing love and support for these 10 families that have lost loved ones just by going to the grocery store because of how they look. They are no longer here. We cannot, and I repeat, we cannot shy away from them. They still need support. They still need, that community still needs mental health counseling. That community still needs food. There are elderly people that live in these particular areas. Hear me clear. And we'll get into today's topic. But it's very important for you guys to know they still need support. Our young people, our millennials, still need support. That was some of their aunts, uncle, a cousin, a neighbor, their bus driver. There has been so many things in that that killing and that mass shooting, that massacre, because of the color of the skin, we still have to find a way to get through that. So I wanted to make sure that I made that very clear. We have all these other mass shootings going on. There was just a mass shooting. I'm not going to get into all of this, but we had just a mass shooting in Chicago during 4th of July. I think it was 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. We have to learn how to get through these things. Because sometimes we try to go around certain things. Sometimes we got to deal with the issue so we can find solutions. So I'm not here to pull on anybody or make anybody feel bad, but these are the things that we are dealing with as a society, and especially in our community, that we have to change. Y'all hear what I'm saying? So let me go and do what I was destined to do and purpose to do, finding a way to get through your own things. Now, you see all these things on CNN, Fox News, your local station, but what about you? What about the things that you are dealing with? Some of you are dealing with current trauma, and on top of that current trauma, you're dealing with past trauma. You're dealing with personal, internal, inside issues and battles. A lot of you are dealing with fear because something that you wanted to do, you failed at, or you fell, and you feel like you don't know how to overcome it. You don't know how to find a way, and you've been trying to find a way to get through it, but you've just been stuck. There's no other way that I could say it. And a lot of times when you feel stuck and you're dealing with trauma, you're dealing with all these things, you're dealing with the pressure, you don't want to get out of bed to go to work, you don't want to hang out with your wife or your husband, you don't want to hang out with your kids, and you love them, but you're dealing with some issues. A lot of times, a lot of that comes from feeling lonely because you feel like you're the only one that's dealing with it. Have you ever felt like that? Let's be honest, y'all. A lot of us that have prestige, power, they're very popular, so on and so forth, as my mama say. A lot of you are dealing with that feeling, that emptiness, right? Because if we can be honest, loneliness can get you to the place that you feel isolated. Maybe someone is sick, and I don't want to get too personal, and I'm not going to say the person's name, but I'm dealing with some really tough situations right now. But you know what? I'm finding a way to get through it. And I'm going to say this to you. You're going to find a way to get through it as well. Listen, I usually don't do this, but I'm saying to you now, because of the kind of situation and kind of talk that we're having today, I really want to talk to you guys. I've been doing this for a little bit. I'm excited to be to talk with you guys, but I want to hear you. I want you to call into the station. I want you to call 716-371-2780 extension 1. Again, that's 716-371-2780 extension 1. Why am I extending this so early in the show? Because I want to talk to you, because maybe you're hearing me, you said DMP Speaks, this sounds good, but my situation is A, B, C, and D. Could you give me something? Listen, on the air, I will talk to you because it's very important, because today might be your day of breakthrough. Today might be your day of change. And sometimes we're so afraid to take that step. So I'm going to push you in a positive way. If you don't have a counselor right now, if you don't have a therapist and you can afford it, let me be your personal counselor and therapist on this air, even off the air. Why am I saying this? Because we have to find a way to get through our issues, our situations that we are dealing with. So let me go back into this. Feeling lonely and having loneliness. Another thing is, you might feel when you are trying to get through some very difficult times in your life, you might not feel like people really care. Just let that simmer in for a moment. Have you ever felt like that? Because I have. I have many a times. I have great family. I have great friends. I have great people that I go attend church with. But I have felt like I didn't have anybody. And that's such a lonely feeling, because you feel like nobody is able to relate to you. But guess what, sweetheart? Guess what, my bro? You are not alone. I feel like singing the song, You Are Not Alone. You are not alone. Seriously. You're not the only one that is dealing with your issues right now. You are not the only one. You're not the only one that's going through hell right now. I know you have felt like this, but sometimes we are so afraid to be honest where we are. And maybe it could be because you have told the wrong person what you're dealing with. Ouch. Ooh, I know that hurt. I know that hurt. I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes. I'm trying to help you be free, break the chains of not talking and start talking to the right people. Do you know how many times I have talked to the wrong person and got the wrong information and did the wrong thing and regretted it? Have you? I know you felt like that, but you don't have to live like that anymore. You don't have to be bound. If you need some help getting through, make sure you are talking to the right person. Let me say this as well. Have you ever felt like that things just won't get any better? I know it's tough for you. I know it's very hard when you feel like you're not able to get through some of the most difficult times in your life. Not only do you feel isolated, you don't even just feel isolated. You just feel physically by yourself. You feel like you have nobody to talk to. You are not the only one that's dealing with it, and you are not isolated. And if you are isolated, it's time to come out of there. It's time to stop being isolated. It's time to be around the right people. But let's be honest. You're exhausted. You're tired. You feel like it's nothing going to get better. You're dealing with some mental and emotional exhaustion. Let me talk about that for a moment. Mental exhaustion. There are so many things that's going on in your mind right now. It's like a cloud of uncertainty. You don't know how this situation is going to end. You don't know how your mom is going to fare with the less money that she has, or you might have some marital problems that's going on, and you love your spouse, but you guys are separate. And like I said, that's why I titled this "Finding a Way to Get Through It." Maybe you have been going to marital class and talking to the pastor, but you're not implementing the things that you've been taught because you still got a rift. That's a whole nother subject for another day. But we're talking about these just giving you a couple of examples so that I feel and I want to make sure that you guys are understanding and get what I'm saying. And then you know what's a big problem for a lot of us? We know that better is coming, but it's the waiting game. That thing, can I be honest, y'all? Can I be honest? It sucks. I know usually people, oh my God, the minister said it sucks. Yes, it sucks. It sucks to wait. It hurts to wait sometimes. It's a mental exhaustion to wait. It's an emotional exhaustion. Are things are going to change for me? When am I? I hear this a lot. I'm going to get in trouble, but I don't care. I hear this a lot. When is my husband going to come? Well, he'll come when you start loving yourself, when you start appreciating you. Man, I need a wife. Well, again, even with the men, what are you doing to mature yourself? What are you doing? It's not, it can't just be just money and cars and houses. Are you ready for that relationship? I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. Let me get back on topic, Frank. Let me get back on topic. Finding a way to get through it, right? When will my situation get better? Some of you have been waiting for a long time, and my friend, unfortunately, things have not been as good. Things have maybe shown some growth, but things are not as good as they should be. But that doesn't mean that you give up on yourself. That doesn't mean that you throw in the towel. That doesn't mean that tomorrow won't be a new day, and not only a new day, a new you for yourself and your family. But this is why you're listening to the show today. This is why you're tuning in, because I'm going to give you 4 ways to help you get through some of your issues. to get through some of your turmoil, to get through some of the most hardest and hellish times that you have been dealing with. But before I do that, if you are enjoying the show, and I know that you are, I need you to share this on all my social media sites. And I also want you to download Fire 716 Radio. It is at the App Store and Android. Listen, you do not, and I repeat, you do not want to miss this show and the morning show with Big Frank. Listen, it is amazing. Listen, again, if you want to call into the show, please give me a call. Talk to your boy at 716-371-2780 extension 1. Let me do that again. 716-371-2780 extension 1. And come and talk to me. Again, we are talking about the topic, finding a way to get through it. I'm going to say it again, finding a way to get through it. Now, if you are ready for these 4 things, these 4 principles that I call them, these 4 nuggets, I want you to give me some hearts, some emojis, but I want you to listen, and I want you to get your tablet, I want you to get your pen and paper, whatever you take notes on. I want you to take some notes on here. All right, you ready? Let's go get it. The first one is accept that things that have changed. So you have to accept the things that have changed, but you can't allow those things that have changed to change you. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. Accept that things have changed. There are things in your life that have changed because that is a part of life. That is a part of the journey of life. Things will not always be the same. But because things have changed, that doesn't mean that you change in a negative way. It doesn't mean that you lose yourself in that change. It just means that you are becoming a better you. And you're learning from your mistakes. You're learning from what happened to you or what happened to a family member. And you're finding a way in that change to be a better person than you were before. Does that make sense? Whatever, and I'm going to say this to you. Focus on what you can control, right? And not the things that you can't control. I'm gonna lay that right there for a moment. Focus on the things that you can control, but not the things that you can't control. We can't control who lives or dies. We can't control who's going to do this or that. Everybody has a decision that they have to make every single day. Are they going to allow that very thing that's trying to take them out, sickness, low self-esteem, low confidence, whatever those things are, unhappiness, no joy, no peace, are you going to allow those things to continue to take you out? Or are you going to change those? Because there are things in our lives that we can change. Let's be honest. There are some things that we can change, and we have to focus on that. And then the things and this is the part 2 of it. We know what we can change, but if there are things that we know that we can't, allow God to change those things. Because remember, we are not him. We're trying to be like him, but we're not like him, right? So we have to focus on what he has given us to change. But the things that we can't, we got to leave that up to him. The second one is, number 2, y'all ready? Your crisis, your problem, your situation, whatever you want to call it, however you want to put it, will not last forever. I'm going to take a drink on that. It won't last forever. Your problem will not exist forever. It's a little thing called, I won't even say a little thing, it's a thing called faith. Not trying to get churchy, but it's just a universal thing. A hope, if you want to call it, if you don't know what faith means. Hope. You got to have some hope, and I would say you also got to have some faith. It's a combination of both. Because that certain issue that you're learning or trying to figure out how to get through it, you need something to push you. You need something to gravitate toward, because we try to do things on our own and we find out we fail sometimes. A lot of times. A lot of us have great abilities to do great things, but there are certain things that we just don't have the ability to do. And we have to be able to rely on somebody that's bigger than us, that's stronger than us, that has what we need. But your problem will not last forever. Some way, somehow, and this is going to sound really corny, but this is true. There is going to be some sunshine that's going to come in your life. It's going to be a light that's going to come into your life. There's going to be a change. There's going to be an adjustment. It's going to be something that's being arranged or even broken. And always, brokenness doesn't mean failure. It means brokenness might be something for something new. Maybe that's what you need at this moment in your life. Maybe you need something new. So you're finding a way to get through it. So even like we're talking about with your problem, it has an expiration date. It is not going to last forever. It's not going to last. I'm going to say it again. It's not going to last forever. That pain that you're dealing with is going to cease one day, right? That bad relationship is going to cease one day. Sis, you're going to be able to get out of it, and you're going to start loving yourself for you. Bro, I know she got the hips and all that stuff. Maybe you need to move so you can feel better about you. And why am I saying this? Because I see it. Why am I talking about this? Because this is going on. And you have to have a plan for things to get better. Let me keep moving. The next one is you will outlast this obstacle. You have to build endurance. Let me say that again. You have to build endurance and you have to build stamina. That means you have to outlast this problem that you have. You got to find some willpower inside of you, internally. And the biggest thing is you got to have some resilience. Nothing, we talk about resilience, nothing will hold you down because you're going to find a way to bounce back. Some of you have gotten knocked down. Some of you have been knocked down so many times. People are wondering, how are you able to get back up? But they don't know that you got a secret weapon, and that faith and that hope. I got some personal things that I'm dealing with, and sometimes I be wondering, how am I here? How am I making it right now? I got the secret weapon. I got faith. And you can have the same faith or even more. Even if you don't have it today, you can have it. You just got to go and grab it. And that obstacle that you're dealing with, it's not going to take you out. You're going to take it out before it takes you out, because you're going to be more aware. It's like almost like a spidey sense, like Spider-Man. He knew when trouble was coming. He knew, oh, what's going on? He's talking to Mary Jane, but he knew something is clicking in his head. Some problem is coming. You got to do the same thing. You got to sense when something that's not right in your mind and in your relationships. You got to be aware. You got to be conscious. So when you're conscious, you will be ready. You'll have your defense up, and you're not going to let anything keep knocking you down the same way. You'll be able to put your hands up. You'll be able to, in the physical man, I'm just giving an example, but you'll be able to mentally say, that's not me. What is that? Now I got to check that. Sometimes you got to check the enemy. You got to check people. You got to check situations. You even got to check yourself and say, no. I don't want to go. I don't want to backtrack. I'm going to find a way to get through this. I'm not going to go back to my old self. I'm not going to allow myself to go backwards. I'm going forward because I go forward, that's better for me. When I go forward, there is strength in me going forward. When I go forward, there's new things for me. Because once you find how to get through this obstacle, how you find a way to get through this course called life, and you come on the other side, everything that you've been praying for, everything that you have wanted is going to come. It's going to be work, but it's going to come because you have fought tooth and nail and you have made it. The last one is, and this is one of the most important things that I want to talk about before I end today. You have to have the right you have to have the right people behind you and on the side of you. What do I mean? You got to have a tribe. You have to have the right people around you. When you got the wrong people around you that's in your ear and talking to you and telling you you should do this and you should do that, they're not praying for you, they're not laughing with you, they're not crying with you, they're not encouraging you, they're not motivating you. If they're not doing none of those things, why are they there? Why are they there? Are they there just for a body? That's not what you need. You need some strong people. You need a tribe. What is a tribe? No matter what's going on in your life, they're there. No matter how you act up, they're going to check you. And you might not like it, but they're there. Rain, sleet, snow, hurricane, tsunami of situation and problems. Your tribe is there. And if you got that, wonderful. If you don't, I'm telling you, go find some good friends. Even if even some of those friends are family members. Listen, when you got the right people, keep them. Even if it's just you and your husband, keep him. If it's you and your wife, keep him. If you only got one friend, keep them. I'm telling you, support them, pour into each other, because there's nothing like having the right person in your corner, right? And because they understand your pain points, they understand what you're dealing with. Even if you're dealing with, she's dealing with, or he's dealing with a different issue, and it's not the same as you, they're still there, right? And they give you the push. Do you know how much you need of a support and a push? I need a push. Everything that I'm doing, I have good friends, but my wife is my pusher, and I love you, baby. She is my pusher. Even when I'm like, I don't know if I can do this, she'd be like, no, you can. You can do this. You got the strength in you. You got the resilience, honey. Get up. That's what you need. But I'm going to say this to you today. If you don't have it, you got it with me. I'm pushing you to your greatness, not to mine. I'm pushing you to your greatness because I believe you have it in you. Okay? I don't care if somebody's told you the opposite of what I'm saying to you today. You will find a way to get through it. Get the right people in your corner. You will outlast this obstacle. Your crisis, that problem, won't last forever. And you got to learn how to allow things that have changed to change, but not allow those changes to change you. Listen, the topic today was find a way to get through it. And I believe from my heart of hearts, you're going to find a way to get through it. Let's go get it, y'all.
The time with you and speak out loud. I hope I inspired you, motivated you, and I want to help you become the best version that you can be. Please follow me on all my social media outlets, Facebook,